Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And of course, if you enjoy the video, please hit that like button, help us grow. This is my wife's car. This is the brand new lift that was installed actually today, but you're gonna see this video probably a few days after the installation of this. So this is actually the first oil change that I have done, or that I will do, and the first tire rotation that I'll do using a lift. And I am ready to get started. So first thing that I do is come over here and I'll get everything lined up, get everything ready so that we can actually, let me set you guys down so I don't drop you. Guess we'll set you guys over here. All right, first thing before I ever go under the lift, when the engine's or the motor is raising it, creating hydraulic pressure and lifting it, every time it gets to a lock, you'll see this come down and then it'll go back up. Well, once it gets above one on both sides, as soon as it gets there, I'll take this and I'll release the pressure so it's actually sitting on the locks and not on hydraulic pressure. Because at any given time, those could break. And we actually need to go back down because we're not on the frame there. All right, so you can hear that the motor is creating hydraulic pressure and lifting it up. As it goes up, you're gonna see this lever come down, go back up, and down, and then it'll go back up. Basically, there's a bunch of different lock points at which you can stop and set the vehicle back down on the locks and take the hydraulic pressure off. I'll show you that here in a second. Also want to make sure as you're lifting it, you don't go up so high that you crush the top of the car against the top of the lift. All right, so you remember the lever over here, the one that's showing us when we're on top of a lock? You'll hear it click back every time it goes up. We're gonna leave that one alone, but we are gonna press this lever by itself. This one is going to bleed off hydraulic pressure, basically taking the weight of the car off the hydraulic cylinders and setting us on these locks. One, it makes it safer for you to go underneath of it, because with all the pressure on this, that means that if a hydraulic line blows or the cylinder seals, one of the seals go, something like that, you don't have to worry about the car crushing you down or coming down and crushing you. So make sure that you're always on the locks. Plus, it's actually better on the seals too, because if you leave it on there, eventually it will destroy the seals on either the valve body in here or in the hydraulic cylinders. Now that we're under here, I can explain a little more on what I was talking about as far as lining this up. This is basically the frame for this car, the subframe. So I want to make sure that these two are on there, and then over here, just want to make sure that where the frame ends back here, I want to make sure that I'm on there. There is not really any great places to set the rear stands, the rear holders. You can see they did the same thing over here. It is solid, however, it's not ideal. And I say that because it would be better if it had the frame showing like it does up there, but like this is covered in plastic, so that'd just crush up and it'll hit something eventually and stop going up, but not what we're looking for. So oil drains right there. The oil is very hot, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab a couple of things, one of which is being tools. The other is actually going to be this handy dandy oil drain that I picked up. They're pretty cheap on Amazon, and I haven't used it yet, so hopefully we like it. Put that right there, cool. I gotta grab a wrench. Not a big fan of how they put the exhaust right next to that. Pretty well guaranteed to burn my hands. Not terrible, but not simple. Just because of the location. Terrible location for the oil filter. Because it's right next to this cat. Which just wants to burn the crap out of me. Yeah, you just watch where you're going. Put it in park?
Yeah.
Just checking. Is he a good driver?
Hmm?
Is he a good driver?
Yeah.
He is?
A lot better than me. Why?
Because you never drive.
Those things are dangerous. They could just like...
So in order to lower it, first I gotta lift it up because right now it's got pressure on it and I can't even pull it down. So I'll press the button, go up a little bit, now it's moves freely, pull this down, and then I'll bring this down, and then I'll hold them both until it's down to where I want it to be. Because I want to rotate the tires real quick. This point's pretty simple. Empty the oil. Take the oil cap off. If there's any debris in the area, make sure you take it out. We'll take this off. Go ahead and wipe it off too while we're at it. That way we're ready to put it in with our oil. Look at that focus. Oh yeah. We're full there once we start it. Once we fire her up, should be good to go. I like it. It was a very simple first oil change with 2-post lift in my shop. I definitely don't want to go back to the other way. Plus the tire rotation and oil change took me less time than it would have to do one or the other with using jacks, because you'd had to jack up one spot, move the jack around, or put your jack stand in there, move the jack around, jack up the other side, take the tires off, swap them, then swap the jacks. I love it. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time.